Hey, what's up, all you 40K fanatics? It's me, Casey, coming to you from the Grimdark Garage one more time. Today, we're going to be talking about a Space Marine chapter loved by many and feared by quite a few more. The Space Wolves, Sons of Russ, hailing from the planet of Fenris. And without further ado, let's get into it. Hail the All-Father, and hail Russ! Leave it to the Emperor's finest to make cosplay look dope. The Space Wolves of the Volca Fenrica were the 6th Legion of the Adeptus Astartes, led by their Primarch, Leman Russ, and hailing from the icy death world of Fenris. The Space Wolves are known far and wide for their savagery in combat and devotion to the Emperor. The 6th Legion often showed favor of melee combat and brutal frontal assault. Often they were derived their tactics from their planet's culture and their Primarch as well. Very similar to the Scandinavian Icelandic heritage of ancient Terra, the Space Wolves have an identity unique to only them. They're Vikings, Space Marine Vikings, and that's it, really. Their trials to become a member of the Space Wolves tend to be as harsh and savage as the Legion. The initiates are chosen from the strongest and aptly skilled youth of Fenris, oftentimes succeeding in ritual combat or hunting the great beast of the wild to prove themselves worthy. The aspirants are taken to the gate of Morkai for their final testing. When they're brought to the great gates, a rune priest will scour the minds of the aspirant, often making them relive traumatic moments of their lives. After the test, the aspirant moves on to the next phase, or if they fail, they're made into a servitor that will serve the chapter. The final test, known as the bloodening, is where the Space Wolves take an aspirant about 1,000 kilometers away from the mountain citadel that they call home, also known as the Fang. Here in the barren waste, the aspirant drinks from the cup of Wolfen, the ancient relic that contains the catalyst gene seed of their Primarch, known as the Canis Helix. The aspirant undergoes physical and mental mutation over a period of time, and this process is necessary to stabilize further organ and gene transplantation later on. The aspirant then starts to grow fur, fangs, and senses go into overdrive. The aspirant will then be expected to march the 1,000 kilometers back to the mountain and climb it up to the citadel, where they will show themselves as worthy. Those unworthy along the way fall prey to the curse of the Wolfen, the elements, or the monsters that roam the lands of Fenris. Those who fall to the curse of Wolfen find themselves turned into snarling wolf-like creatures, overcome by the primal desire for meat and blood. If the aspirant is deemed successful in his trial, he is then given the rest of his gene transplantation and full honors as a battle brother. Though all have proven themselves worthy, some still feel the effects of the curse, and in times of rage or weakness, these battle brothers transform into the beasts of Wolfen and become raging monsters in a whirlwind of slashing fangs and claws in the midst of combat. This gene defect is close guarded secret of the Space Wolves of the 6th Legion. Fighting alongside these creatures is considered kinship or noble, and even though most do not become Wolfen, the Space Wolves still fight with a savagery keen to the wolves of Fenris and the Wolfen that they fight alongside. For only an honorable death in the fray of battle is a true end for a son of Russ. These Space Wolves are brash, braggart, and often celebratory chapter, often fighting, eating, or drinking. However, it was also rumored that they were made to be the Emperor's executioners. Leman Russ would often fight other Primarchs, bring his legion to bear against multiple situations such as Magnus the Red, Angron, and it is also rumored that the destruction of the 2nd and 11th legions were on the order of the Emperor, led by his Primarch Leman Russ. So, if you see the Space Wolves coming for you, I suggest you turn the other way. And that's been it, folks. I'm Casey of the 40K Fanatics. I appreciate you listening to the YouTube channel and checking out the podcast. Hopefully, we'll get more content out to you guys soon. Check us out on Twitter and Spotify. We're pretty much everywhere with the podcast these days. And thanks for listening.